Hello, my name's John Leach. This is a demo of the Brightbox Cloud Manager. I'm going to build a Windows server and show you how to access the console and so on. So, first of all, we need to log on. This is at manage.brightbox.com. I've already signed up. There's a dashboard. I've got a couple of servers already. So we're going to build a Windows server first of all. So if we go into the image library, we'll take a slightly different route for building a server this time. So these are all the images available on Brightbox Cloud, and we want to search for Windows. There's a Windows 2008 Server R2 image. So what we want to do is click the action bar and create a new cloud server with this image. I'm going to call it my Windows server. It has to be at least 1 gig for Windows images. I'm going to go with the 2 gig server for this. The other server, this is called a server type of small. There are other server types available, and the details are on brightbox.com with the pricing and so on. If I want, I can put it in a particular data center. I'm going to put it in data center in Zone B. I'm going to leave it in the default server groups for now. I'm going to click create and get this building. So Windows servers tend to take a little longer to build than Linux servers because the image is larger. So there's more data to copy and move around. So I might just let this build. Skip to the end. Okay, so that's built now. It's changed into active state, which means we can open the console for it. So we bring down this action bar and we want to open the console. And this allows us to get onto Windows and set up a password. So I'll just let Windows boot here. Okay, so as this tells us, I've got to set a new password, so we'll do that. So now I've set a password. So I can continue accessing Windows via this graphical console if I want, but what's going to be more useful is getting access via terminal services via the remote desktop. So I'm going to close this console now. And I'm going to set up a firewall policy so that I can get into remote desktop to this server. So first of all, I'm going to create a new group to put the server in. I'm going to call it Windows Servers. And I'm going to create a new firewall policy to go with it. And I'm going to put my Windows server into this group. I'm going to click Create. So now I have a group called Windows Servers, and it's got 1 server in it. So that Windows server is both in the default group, which has got a few other firewall rules such as SSH and allows outgoing access and so on, and now it's in my Windows Servers group, which has got a new firewall policy, which has currently got no rules in. So we're going to go over onto the firewall policies and add a rule to give us terminal services access. So we want to edit the firewall rules for this Windows Server firewall policy. I want to create a new inbound rule because it's coming from the internet to this group of servers. I'm going to open it to anywhere on the internet, but I could open it to one of the other servers or some other groups and things like that. So I'm just going to leave it for any for now. I'm going to set a protocol of TCP and the destination port of 3389, which is the remote desktop port. And I'm going to give it a description. So now we've created that firewall rule and it's been applied to the server group, and any servers in that group now has terminal services service open to it. So in this case is our single Windows server. So one other thing we need now is a cloud IP on that server so we can get access to it over the internet. So we'll create a new cloud IP. We'll map it onto the Windows server. We'll call it Windows IP. That's given us this IP address here. So now I should be able to connect to that using my our desktop tool, and the firewall rule will allow me access in. So if I just pop over to a terminal, we're on our desktop, and there we go. And I'm in. So there's my Windows server up and running on Brightbox Cloud in just a couple of minutes. If you'd like to give this a go yourself, you can sign up at brightbox.com.